Welcome to Mountain Mint. My name is Santiago. I am a printmaker here in the Yosemite National Park area. We are currently standing in Oakhurst, California, on the property that I purchased on the 15th of October 2025. It is a little over an acre, and the goal of this project is to turn this property, which has some areas that need a lot of work, into a beautiful masterpiece. I want to make it clear that I am not an influencer. I am not going to become an influencer. This is a process that I was going to do anyway, and I've decided to record so that I can share. I am 40 years old, and my life fell apart over this last year. And after a lot of self reflection and a lot of work, I am beginning to rebuild my life here on this property. Now, this property has a lot of really beautiful old oak trees, but over time, they have been neglected. I will show you as we take a little tour here in a bit. There's a lot of branches that are down. Trees are loaded with branches that need to go. And for many reasons, fire reasons, and just to make everything more clear and open and to allow space for new things, we are going to begin this process. This is not going to be curated. This is not perfect. I am not perfect. Perhaps there's people out there that are, but I am not one of them. I have a lot of flaws, but I'm a wonderful human being, and I am here to begin this journey, and I want to share it with you. Let's take a little tour of the property. All right. Here are some of the branches that are down on this part of the property. This will all have to get removed. But once it does and we make space, the goal is to build a chicken coop in this area. This is also an area of the property that is well shaded. And with the logs that are left over after I prune, the idea is to inoculate them and harvest mushrooms for my consumption. As you can see here, there's a lot of branches that are overhanging. Some are even dead. And so by clearing that, we'll be making space for the trees so that they can be healthier. As we step over these branches here, we're going to get into this nice little area. And this is where I will make a little area for my chickens. They will provide eggs for myself, for my family, and hopefully I'll have a surplus that I can share with other people. As we move in this direction, we continue to see that the fences could use some work. Some of these branches have fallen over them and they need to be tightened. This is the area of the property where the garden is going to go. If you see this hillside here on the left, I'm going to take 6, 7, 8 feet back and I'm going to build a retaining wall, and I will create more space for my garden. Now, the reason that I've chosen this particular spot for the garden is that it's south facing, and also it is open to the sky. And that's nice because that is what plants love for growth: sunshine. So right here on this part of the property, we are going to build ourselves a nice garden. Probably 15, 16, 17 garden beds are going to go here. If we have enough, we will do more. But it will be the beginning stages. Up there we have the house, blocks that have been poorly placed, which will need to get redone. We've got these propane tanks. They will not be removed but they will be turned into art. We're walking this way. These are metal garden beds that I upcycled from a friend that lives in a town nearby. She was turning her garden into something different and she needed to get rid of them, so I am upcycling them. Here we have an old garage. It definitely shows signs of its age, but it is a very nice space. The roof will need to be changed, which I'm excited to do. It'll be a project that needs to get done sooner than later because winter is almost here. And I want to make sure that we protect the integrity of the structure inside and out, and the roof is critical for that. Here we have the parking area. Very, very beautiful. With some beautiful trees. Now, some of the trees appear to have disease. I will be bringing an arborist in the near future, and they will be able to tell me which of the trees need to go and which ones can be salvaged. Now, on the perimeter of the property, there's a lot of debris. And for fire reasons, this is a fire-prone area. We need to clear this. I just met the neighbors yesterday, and they are lovely, and they are excited to help me with this project and the clearing of the land. Now, some of this is on their land, but they have told me that they will make it a priority to begin to clear this area, which is a welcome sight. This is the road where we come onto the property, and I'm excited for this area because this area has something that is full of potential. And I will show you right now, and that is this structure. So you can see here, we got a huge metal building, which we'll be using for many different things. The well house and the 3,500 gallon tank. There's the garage and beautiful trees. One of the things that I love about this property is all of the beautiful oak trees that are here. This is a cool little part of the property. There is an area that I could fit a structure, but what I believe that I will be doing is I will be purchasing a bus, and the bus will go here. And that bus will be turned into a art studio where we can have guests, artists come and do classes. Take a look here. I've already started to do some work, pruning, lightening the load, making the property safer for fire. We've got these trees that are dead here in the background, and that needs to be removed. Here we have the back of the house. It is a yard that was built for a dog, and it looks like it was built quickly, and I think we could do a better job. The plan is over here to remove this concrete pad, which is pretty poorly poured, and make a new patio out of pavers. The fence will extend here, a nice beautiful new fence. And in this area, I'm going to put as many garden beds as I can to maximize the flat space that we have. Of course, all this stuff will go. And the table, I will probably be resurfacing and making it new again. As we step down away from the house, in this area, you can see the rail has been damaged some by falling limbs. And we can see the area down below. Got some nice sunshine coming through. And here we have some nice little areas to plant some medicinal herbs and native plants. A nice beautiful tree. We're going to prune and freshen up. The day is coming to an end here. I'm standing in the area that will eventually become the garden. I imagine a nice deck here so that I can view as the sun sets over in the west. The garden beds will be here. I also want to build a cob oven so that I can make breads and pizzas, roast vegetables, and different types of foods. I want this to be a place where I can have family and friends come and gather. And I want to share that process with you because I believe that it is through example that we can teach each other how to do it better. My goal here is to work diligently with honesty, with integrity, with passion, to create a garden out of this property that's been neglected. All of the things need to be cleared, trees, retaining walls, trash. But I feel like that's a privilege that I have. And though the tasks may be difficult and there may be some frustrations, that is simply part of life. And I am excited to take on those challenges with all of my heart and to overcome them and to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Thank you for joining me. This is Mountain Mint. I hope that you enjoyed this brief little tour of my property here in Oakhurst, California, right outside of Yosemite.